Yo, what is up, guys? It is Nick, or the Notorious Fantasy, back in today with another fantasy football video. Today's video is a 12-team PPR mock draft from the first slot, as requested by one of my subscribers whose YouTube name is my name, Jeff. So, before I start the video, I'd like to ask you guys, could please go down below and click that subscribe button, because it's not only going to help me, it's also going to help you, because you are going to gain all the knowledge on how to dominate your draft, dominate the regular season by making correct waiver wires, trades, matchups, and then do the same in the postseason, and then get that fantasy football trophy, that championship ring, all of that, or just all of the glory. And if you don't already have a fantasy football trophy, championship ring, whatever you want, or a belt, you can go down below in the description and check out my sponsor, thefantasybros.com. If you use code Notorious at checkout, you get 5% off. All of that is down below in the description. If you would check that out, it would really mean a lot to me. So let's start the draft. So we are the first pick overall. So this pick is pretty easy for me. Now there's really just three guys now because Ezekiel Elliott is currently just not reporting to camp and all that. He's still holding out. So he's unsatisfied with whatever. He went back to Dallas 2 hours ago, so maybe he will sign, but as of right now, when I'm recording this, he is not. So it's between Barkley, CMC, and Kamara, and I already made a video about who you to pick at the 101. And I really do just think Saquon Barkley is the best bet here. While he's on a terrible team, I think that he's going to be running the ball a lot. He's going to see a lot of volume. He sees a lot of targets, just like Christian McCaffrey and Alvin Kamara. And I just think that even when the Giants are down and bad, just like at the end of last year, Saquon will still produce and be pretty solid for your fantasy football team. So after we went with Saquon Barkley, Christian McCaffrey came out the board, followed by Alvin Kamara, DJ, Ezekiel Elliott, Michael Thomas, D Hop, D Adams, Le'Veon Bell, Julio, Tyreek, James Conner, Nick Chubby Chubb, Odell Beckham Jr., Dalvin Cook, and then Todd Gurley, followed by Joe Mixon, Juju Smith-Schuster, Travis Kelce, Mike Evans, Damian Williams, Kerryon Johnson, Keenan Allen. So with that being said, now we are looking at a wide receiver here because the running back value just really ain't it right here. I don't really like Fournette or Melvin Gordon, so we'd have to reach and pick Aaron Jones or Marlon Mack or David Montgomery if we really wanted a running back here. The wide receiver value is still pretty solid here. Adam Thielen, AB, T.Y. Hilton, all guys that I kind of like. And right here, I think I would honestly, if Travis Kelce wasn't taken, I probably would just go lean tight end. Typically, Travis Kelce goes around the first or second round, and then in the third and fourth round, you see Kittle and Ertz go, which is pretty normal, like I'm saying, because a lot of the time, you're never really going to see Kelce fall anywhere out of the second round. I've seen him go in the third, like, once, but that's, like, where people are heavily avoiding tight end. I've seen him even go at the beginning or at the end of the first, pretty typically, so he can go pretty much anywhere near there. Now, the quarterbacks, you're not going to draft Mahomes early, Rodgers early, because you just are not getting the correct value in the second round when you can get a star-studded running back, a star-studded wide receiver, because Mahomes just isn't going to give you back that value. He's going to go around the third or fourth round here. Maybe in your at-home league, he'll go in the first or second. So we are going to just go with a running back here, and we're going to reach it down a bit because we don't want Leonard Fournette. Leonard Fournette is one of my do not draft running backs. Same with Melvin Gordon. Due to the holdout, Fournette is due to the fact that he hasn't really been able to stay healthy. He has on-field problems, off-the-field problems, and you just don't want to deal with that. So we're just going to go with either Aaron Jones or David Montgomery or Marlon Mack here. I'd probably just go with Marlon Mack here because, in my opinion, he's the safest bet here. He has a solid offensive line. He's on a great team, and you know they're going to be running the ball a lot. Now, if Luck ends up missing a couple games, I think Marlon Mack will benefit even more because they'll just run the ball a bunch more. So I like Marlon Mack here. He's very safe, so that's why I would go with him. He's a lot safer than Devontae Freeman or Aaron Jones. So we're going to go with Marlon Mack here. So after we went with Marlon Mack, now we could either go with a running back and get three running backs right in a row or go for wide receiver, and I think that's just what we would do. So right here, for me, it's between Aaron Jones, David Montgomery right here. Now, I like Carson, I like Jacobs, but around this area is not where I would pick them. I think that there's a lot of value in Aaron Jones being the number one running back on the Green Bay Packers. As long as he can stay healthy, we know what he is. He's a great option in fantasy. Last year, he was great after that suspension. He's been sitting out of practice, or the preseason games. He just got back to practice, so that is kind of a worry. Whereas David Montgomery is a rookie. He's unknown. What we do know is during training camp and during preseason, he's been playing phenomenally. And I do kind of like, since I have two very safe picks in my opinion, I'd like to go a little slightly more risky here and go with David Montgomery, a guy who I could see being drafted in the second round in the next couple of weeks, and as a guy that I really like due to the fact that he's this rushing upside. He's really good at running. He's also good at catching passes. He's like not Jordan Montgomery. He's like Jordan Howard from last year, but a lot better. Howard couldn't catch passes. He wasn't running very efficiently, but I think David Montgomery could do that. And Tariq Cohen will also be on the team, stealing some of those pass catching downs and some rushing work, but it won't eat too heavily into him. But what that also does is it helps him stay healthy because he's not just going to be the workhorse guy getting 80% of the touches. Tariq Cohen will be seeing some touches and a lot of targets out of the backfield. So I think David Montgomery is a pretty safe pick here. After with D. Montgomery, Leonard Fournette came off the board, followed by AB, Aaron Jones, T.Y. Hilton, Adam Thielen, Pat Mahomes, Melvin Gordon, Devontae Freeman, Stephon Diggs, George Kittle, Amari Cooper, Edelman, Carson, Edelman? Oh my gosh, Edelman, Carson, Ertz, Woods, Derrick Henry, Mark Ingram, Josh Jacobs, Brandon Cooks, Chris Godwin, Philip Lindsay, Sony Michel, and now is our pick. So we are likely here now going to go back and get some wide receivers. All three of the best tight ends are gone. Kittle and Ertz are like the second tier. Ertz is in his own tier. The first quarterback did get taken in the third round. So now we're going to build some wide receiver value here. So wide receiver depth, as one would call it. Now, not really depth because they're actually going to be starting for us, but you guys get what I mean. Now, a lot of the wide receivers that I love are already gone. Woods, Cooks, Godwin, all gone. But that's fine because there's still wide receivers that I like here. Sorry if I sound stuffed up. I don't know what's wrong with me. I've just been getting kind of sick recently. But, it's all good. It's all gravy in the Navy because I can still record here and not sound super dumb. So, a lot of the guys going around here I do like. So I'm just going to get two of the guys that I like the most around this range. The first guy that I really enjoy drafting here is Tyler Boyd. He's going to be the wide receiver one for the first couple of weeks on Cincinnati while AJ Green is injured. Then AJ Green will come back, and then AJ Green will probably hurt his toe, get that turf toe injury, and then probably be out for multiple games again. And I think Tyler Boyd as the wide receiver one or two on Cincinnati is obviously going to be pretty good. Last year he just started to come up last year. He didn't, and I think that this year will be his real breakout year. He's going to be scoring so many points every single week. He's a really safe option. Andy Dalton's going to love throwing the ball to him. And it's not like the Cincinnati Bengals are just a passing game. They have Mixon at the running back to keep the defenses scared. And they also have a new coach. They don't have Marvin Lewis's terrible coaching ass anymore. They have a new coach in Zach Taylor who should be better. Anyone is really better than Marvin Lewis, and I think that the Cincinnati Bengals should be better. Now, Tyler Boyd played a lot of games with Jeff Driscoll because Andy Dalton was hurt. So I think Tyler Boyd will play even better with Andy Dalton, who's obviously a far better quarterback than Jeff Driscoll. So I like Tyler Boyd here. After going with Tyler Boyd, it is time to pick yet another wideout. So we could either go. This is a more confusing decision here because we go with Galladay on Detroit. We go with Tyler Lockett on the Seattle, or we can go with Calvin Ridley on Atlanta, or DJ Moore on Carolina. Or Mike Williams on the Chargers. There's a lot of picks here, but I think I would just honestly go with Galladay. He seems like the safest pick to me here. Lockett, I like Lockett, but he's on a really run-heavy team. He's scored a lot of touchdowns last year, and we likely will not see him score 10 touchdowns again this year. Kenny Galladay is going to be the wide receiver one or two on the team, depending on how they use Marvin Jones. But I do think that Kenny Galladay has some solid value here as a safety net. You'll know he'll be scoring like 12, 13, 14 points every single game as long as he's healthy. And now with Golden Tate gone, I think that he will play even better than last year. So I feel pretty safe drafting Galladay here in the fifth round. After with Kenny Galladay, AJ Green came at the board, followed by James White, Aaron Rodgers, Tyler Lockett, Tevin Coleman, Calvin Ridley, OJ Howard, Cooper Kupp, Jarvis Landry, Mike Williams, DJ Moore, Hunter Henry, Baker Mayfield, Deshaun Watson, Evan Ingram, Alshon Jeffrey, Tariq Cohen, Christian Kirk, Miles Sanders, Lamar Miller, Austin Eckler, Kenyon Drake. So at this pick, I would like to build more running back depth onto our team. We already have 3 running backs, but running backs win championships. A lot of the tight ends around here. I don't really love drafting Cook, and I'd rather just wait till the 8th and hope that we can snag Vance McDonald there. And if we can't, then we just punt the tight end position. 1, 2, 3, 4 quarterbacks already off the board, so we could get Luck or Ryan here. I don't like Luck due to that calf strain moving all the way down to his ankle injury, and it does not look very good for Andrew Luck this season. So we're just going to build some running back value here and go with either Latavius Murray or Rashad Penny. Now, the difference here is, do you want a guy who you know is going to be a safety net each week, or go with a guy that is still kind of safe, but you don't really know where his production is going to be every week. So Murray, in my opinion, is the safer bet. We know every single week he's the running back 2 on New Orleans. We know he's going to steal some touches from Alvin Kamara. He's going to run the ball 10, 12 times in that Mark Ingram role from last year, get you 50 yards, potentially score a touchdown, and catch maybe a ball or two. Or you can go with Penny, who's going to be on one of the more run-heavy offenses, but you don't really know how much utilization he will get. Will it be 2/3 uh, of the attempts in the way of Chris Carson, or will it be 50-50 with Penny getting a lot more of the rushes? So I don't know what it'll really be, and I think I'd rather just go with the safety in Latavius. I really do like Penny, though. Getting Penny or Carson on your team, in my opinion, is like a must-do on your fantasy lineup, but right here, where we could just get both of them, I think I would just go, if I had to get just one, I would probably go with Murray, because if Alvin Kamara was to go down, we know Latavius is a guy that's going to be top 12, top 10 at the running back position. It's pretty easy to do that on the Saints, and Latavius Murray is a competent runner from the Raiders, and then he went to the Vikings and played pretty well, while Mr. Dalvin Cook, Mr. Injury Prone, was always injured, and he was playing well for him. So we could go with Latavius Murray here, I think, is the safest option. He will vulture some touchdowns every single week and score you 8, 9, 10 points every single week and be a solid flex option for you. So now we could either go with, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 running backs ready, so we go with a 5th running back or another wide out here. And I think I would much rather just build some more running back depth and just go running back here and go with a guy that I really do like, and that is Rashad Penny. I think, like I just said, Rashad Penny could potentially even win the running back 1 job on Seattle. That is up in the air. Right now, it's looking like it's all Carson. Carson has dealt with injuries in the past, so that could help Penny elevate his status as the RB1 on the team if Chris Carson was to get hurt, but I think Penny is still pretty safe. You know they're going to run the ball like 25 times a game, 30 times a game. You know Penny will get about 10 touches a game, and then he'll get the ball thrown to him a bit too. And I think that he's really going to try to break out this season with the 2-headed monster of the Seattle running backs. I think I just like Penny here over a wide receiver. So we're going to go with Penny here. After we went with Rashad Penny, Andrew Luck came at the board, followed by Jared Cook, Robbie Anderson, Will Fuller, Matty Ice, Vance McDonald, Vance McDonald, Drew Brees, Carson Wentz, Darius Geis, Darrell Henderson, Kyler Murray, Allen Robinson, Kareem Hunt, Dante Pettis, Larry Fitz, D.D. Westbrook, Sterling Shepard, Geronimo Allison, Sammy Watkins, Royce Freeman, Curtis Samuel, Eric Ebron, and now it is our pick. Now we can build some solid, more wide receiver depth. Now, both the tight ends I would have liked to get here in the 8th round are already gone, so we're just going to punt the tight end position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 quarterbacks already have been taken off the board. So we'll just wait more on the quarterback position and get a solid wide receiver here. Probably 2 solid wide receivers here. Now, we have put ourselves in a bit of a box because we did draft Galladay, and I do like Marvin Jones late because I think that Galladay and Jones's production at the end of the season will probably be pretty similar at the end of the day, and you're getting him at the 5th round. We got Galladay, so at a 3-round discount for Marvin Jones, so I like him here, but we won't be going with him. We'll just get MVS here, the wide receiver 2 or 3 on Green Bay, depending how you think about it. He's going to be the outside the numbers guys, outside the number guy on the team. Aaron Rodgers loves targeting guys outside the numbers. He loves throwing the ball over there. He's one of the most accurate passers over there, and I think that Marquez Valdes-Scantling will have a solid year, just like Geronimo Allison. I personally think MVS may finish slightly higher, but I really do like Geronimo Allison too. I like both of them. Drafting either of those guys is very solid in the back of your draft, where you're getting a guy on an elite team with Aaron Rodgers throwing him the ball. So after we went with MVS now, we could go with a safer tight end because there's still one safer tight end here, David Njoku, and I think that's just what we would do here. Because the wide receiver here, like Marvin Jones, we don't really want to draft two wide receivers on the exact same team. I'd rather just wait and get a guy slightly later. So we could just go with tight end here and draft David Njoku, who's going to be one of the top options for Baker Mayfield. Now, they did add Odell, so that's going to take some targets away from him. But you would think now his targets will be more open because it's very hard to cover Odell, Jarvis, and Njoku all at the same time. So I think Njoku will end up being just butt ass naked, wide open in the end zone, and score some touchdowns for you. And he should have a real breakout year this year. He played pretty solid last year, but I think this year he should emerge. Now, I don't see him as being one of those guys who's really just going to destroy every single week for you, but he will be a guy that scores you 8, 9, 10 points every single game, and you will feel pretty confident starting him. Whereas some of the guys later, if we were to wait a guy like Jason Witten, you really don't know how many points he's going to get. Delaney Walker, Jordan Reed, Greg Olsen, all injury-prone guys. So I'd rather just go with Njoku here. After going with Njoku, Jordan Howard came at the board, followed by Cam Newton. Bears defense, Russell Wilson, Jalen Samuels, Marvin Jones, Ronald Jones, the second, LaShawn McCoy, DK Metcalf, Emmanuel Sanders, Corey Davis, Cortland Sutton, Jared Goff, Kalen Ballage, Carlos Hyde, N'Keal Harry, Duke Johnson, Austin Hooper, Devin Singletary, AP, LA Rams D, and Deshaun Jackson. So right here, I would just go wide receiver because we already have a bunch of running backs, and there's still some solid wide receiver value out there. We could either go James Washington or Kiki Kuti here. Now, if we go with actually, I wouldn't go James Washington here. I'd prefer Moncrief over James Washington. That's pretty much what I meant. But I think Washington is going to probably have a solid year, but I don't think he'll be the wide receiver 2 on Pittsburgh. I think it will be Moncrief, and Moncrief will probably finish higher than him. And we already know Moncrief's pretty good in the NFL. He was a solid option in Indianapolis, and I think that he'll be pretty solid here with Big Ben and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Or we go with Kiki Kuti, a wide receiver who is likely going to be the wide receiver 3 on the team for a bit. He's injured right now, but he would be our bench wide receiver, so we could just play him a couple weeks of the season when he comes back. Or maybe he comes back week 1, who really knows. And then once Will Fuller ends up going down, because Will Fuller's very injury prone, you step on a crack, you break Will Fuller's back type deal. And I like Kiki Kuti here, but I think I'll just go with Moncrief because I think he will be the wide receiver 2 on the team. And the wide receiver 2 on Pittsburgh always seems to have value these past couple of years, so I would like to go with him here. Let's go with Dante Moncrief. After we go with Dante Moncrief, now we could go with some running back depth here. Actually, or yeah, let's go build some running back depth or go quarterback here. Actually, we'll just go quarterback because the quarterback value is pretty good here. Famous Jameis is a great value here in the 11th round. We know Famous Jameis. We know who he is. He loves throwing interceptions, but he also loves throwing touchdowns. He slings the ball out like a crazy man. He has that rushing upside that some quarterbacks just don't have back here. Philip Rivers, isn't really going to run the ball. Same with Big Ben, Brady, Kirk. You know that Famous James could break off 20 yards every single game. That's an extra 2 additional points for you. He could run in a touchdown, which gives you an extra point or an extra 2 points if you're playing in a rush or in a league that is only 4-point passing touchdown as opposed to 6. So right here we could go with we're going to go with Winston because I think Winston will be playing from behind a lot, which will inevitably make him throw the ball. He'll score some garbage time touchdowns that are going to be great for you, like Blake Bortles in like 2016. And I think that Famous Jameis will end up being a top 12 quarterback all season. He will have games where he plays like shit and throws you 6 interceptions and he'll lose you that game. Not 6 interceptions, obviously. He'll never throw 6 interceptions, but throw you 2 interceptions or 3 interceptions and lose you the game. But he will also have games where he throws 4 touchdowns or 3 touchdowns and looks amazing, throws for 400 yards. He's a guy that I really like. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to be in a lot of games that are shootouts, certified shootouts, because that division loves doing shootouts. When they played the Panthers, the Falcons, the Falcons, oh Lord, am I dumb. I say this in every single video. The Panthers, the Falcons, oh my gosh. I actually just fully blanked right here on who else is in the division. The Panthers, the Falcons, and the Saints. Oh man, you're dumb, Nick. Okay, the Panthers, Falcons, and the Saints, they're going to be in a lot of shootouts, and I really do like him in those games and in every single game because I think he's going to be great this year. After one with Famous Jameis, Lamar Jackson came at the board, followed by Kiki Kuti. James Washington, Peyton Barber, Jags defense, Damian Harris, Phillip Rivers, Golden Tate, Anthony Miller, Chargers D, Big Ben, Matt Breida, Alexander Madison, TJ Hawkinson, Ravens D, Josh Gordon, Tyrell Williams, Greg Zuerlein, Tom Brady, Jordan Reed, Devin Funchess, Darwin Thompson. So now we can go with the running back. But like I was saying earlier, or I said in the video from earlier today, Josh Gordon is going to fly up the draft board. He's going in the 12th round now. He's going to end up in like the 6th or 7th round. Everyone loves them some Josh Gordon. They love if he would just stay off the weed. And he's going to end up going like the 5th, 6th, 7th round. And that's too high for me on Josh Gordon. Obviously, if you're getting him in the 13th round, that's immense value. 12th round on a guy who could be a wide receiver 3 in fantasy football. So we're just going to go with the running back here in Justin Jackson. Could be the running back 2. He will be the running back 2 on the team if Melvin Gordon is hurt, and that will obviously give you some, not hurt, but holds out. That'll give you some solid value. We know Justin Jackson was able to do it last year while Melvin Gordon was hurt, so I like Justin Jackson here. After we went with Justin Jackson, we will now load up on some tight ends or wide receivers. No, we'll get... Let's see how many wide receivers we have. You don't draft 2 tight ends. I don't even know why I said that. Or 2 quarterbacks in a 12-person league. You could, if there's a lot of quarterbacks going off the board in the 12-person league, hold 2. And I think that's what we'll do here. We already have great running back value, great wide receiver value. And I think that in this situation, with a guy like Jameis, who's pretty volatile, may end up losing us some games, I'd like to draft a guy who is also kind of volatile, but you can switch in and out each matchup. And that's either Dak or Josh Allen. Josh Allen is really just a high upside guy. He might run 40, 50 yards every single game, score you some rushing touchdowns. He is a great option here. Dak Prescott has been a top 12 quarterback every single year that he's been in the NFL. 6 rushing touchdowns all 3 of those years. But I think the problem is if Zeke isn't there, the Cowboys offense will stutter those first couple of games, and I would be nervous starting Dak in that situation. So it's pick your poison here. I'll just go with Dak because I think once Zeke is back, they will be a solid offense. I think Zeke will end up getting that new contract pretty soon into this season. After we went with Dak Prescott, Delaney Walker came at the board, followed by Jamison Crowder, Jimmy Guap, Vikings D, Justice Hill, Ito Smith, Cleveland Browns D, Dion Lewis, Justin Tucker, Greg Olsen, Jerick McKinnon, a bunch of kickers and defenses. Kirk Cousins, Dante Foreman, Jake Elliott, Robbie Gould, Buffalo Bills, and now it's time for us to pick our defense. So when you pick a defense, you're going to go on Google, okay? Type in NFL schedule week 1, find a defense playing against a shitty offense, and then you pick that defense. So the Eagles are playing the Redskins week 1, and that's who we'll go with. And then every week after that, you'll just drop the Eagles, pick up a new defense, and so on and so forth, unless they had a good week 2 matchup, which I don't believe the Eagles have. So now we will go with a kicker and just go with the best available, Giorgio Travecchio. After moving Travecchio, Badgley came at the board, followed by Tony Pollard, who is Zeke's handcuff. That guy didn't even draft Zeke. Got his handcuff. Andy Isabella, Kyle Rudolph, Paris Campbell, Prater, Cole Hardman, John Brown, Naheem Hines, Gallup, and Houston Texans defense. So our finishing roster at quarterback is Famous Jameis. Our 2 running backs are Barkley and Mack. Our 2 wideouts are Tyler Boyd and Kenny Galladay. Our tight end is David Njoku. Our flex is David Montgomery. Our kicker is Giorgio Travecchio. Our defense is the Eagles. Our bench is comprised of Latavius Murray, Rashad Penny, MVS, Dante Moncrief, Justin Jackson, and Dak Prescott. So, thank you guys all for watching. If you did end up enjoying, please click that subscribe button if you aren't subscribed already, because like I said, I'm going to help you dominate the draft, dominate the regular season, dominate the postseason. You guys want to win your fantasy football championship, so do that. And if you don't have a fantasy football championship trophy, check out my sponsor down below in the description, fantasybros.com, code Notorious. So check out. Thank you all for watching. I love you all. Goodbye, guys.